Looks like we're live on on YouTube.
Let me check. Yep, we're live now.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Riddell, you've got some recognitions.
Actually, not anything that we need to talk about other than just a reminder that we do have an awards ceremony that we're going to be participating on October 7th, which is the Texas Economic Development Council's virtual annual conference. We're going to have an awards ceremony to honor all the Community Economic Development Award winners, which includes Harlingen this year. We won that award for transferability. And so you all are welcome to join. You just need to let us know who wants to join in that virtual event, just specifically for that award ceremony, which will be at 8:15 in the morning on October 7th. Is that right, Celine?
Yes, it is. It's Wednesday the 7th at 8:15, I believe.
Okay. And so that's really about it. We have some guests with us today that are going to be part of our presentation from valleycentral.com and Nexstar Media Group. So we'll get to them in just a moment.
Any public comments?
None were sent in.
Okay.
The consent agenda has items A and B. Item A being the board minutes. There's a couple of corrections that need to be done to the board minutes. So I would ask that you pull that out and not take action on the board minutes, just take action on the financial reports.
Okay, we need to approve the financial reports from August 31st. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We get a motion as such.
So moved.
Thank you, Ricky.
Mickey, I think you're muted.
Sorry, I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Mickey. All right, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, financial reports from August 31st passed. Okay, consider impossible action regarding selection of board secretary.
Michael Lamon was the board secretary for the corporation until his term expired, and he was replaced by Mike Alex. And so you all have the option of electing a new board secretary or just basically nominating and agreeing to having Mike Alex take over that position.
I make a motion to appoint Mike Alex as secretary of the corporation.
I haven't even read what my duties are as secretary yet.
They're voluminous. You don't have enough time in the day to read them.
Oh no, what am I getting myself into?
Good luck.
Too late now.
You just sign documents from time to time.
Okay.
I'll second that motion for Mike
Very
Allen.
good. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Mike, thank you for stepping up.
I was ramrodded into that position for sure.
Welcome to the HEDC board.
Yeah, wait till the first meeting you miss and see what happens.
All right.
Odell, we took the minutes out of the consent agenda. Were we going to go back to specifically discuss the changes, or does that require additional? No. Okay.
Yeah, no, we will, we'll pick it up at the next meeting.
Thanks.
All right, consider a presentation and approval of digital marketing services to valleycentral.com, Nexstar Media Group, 27,000.
All right, I'll let Celine introduce our guest in just a minute, but I just wanted to make sure that you all understand why we put it up on the agenda. $27,000 is above, I don't remember whether it's a statutory requirement for any expenditures to one sole provider for marketing purposes for $10,000 or more, but I think it is. And that aside, it's still good practice when we're talking about higher dollar volumes to just take it to the board. So we do have money set aside for marketing this year. We do have money set aside for even this expenditure. But I just wanted to make sure that the board looks at it and listens to the proposal. And then if so inclined, can agree to approve it. So that's why it's on the agenda, and you usually don't see advertising expenses and that type of thing, those kind of expenditures on an agenda because they're not at this dollar value. But I think it's a wonderful proposal. And Celine, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be very brief on the reasons that we're recommending this, and then I will turn it over to Cynthia and Nick from Nexstar Media and Valley Central. We all understand that we're getting all of our information online. Right now, we're conducting business online. So we're, we have reevaluated our marketing campaign, our marketing strategy, and we do want to increase our online presence and have a more robust presence online. Nexstar Media has proposed a wonderful digital marketing campaign that will allow us to reach, locally and to grow our presence locally and beyond by commercials in both CBS and their Spanish station Estrella, and then also doing more online stuff, digital campaigns, banners, ads, retargeting, and geofencing. I will let them share all of those details. And if you have any questions, they are wonderful in explaining everything. So welcome, Cynthia and Nick. And if you'd like to share your screen. Let's see.
Oh,
Hello.
I believe, well, yeah, first of all, hello, but I believe somebody, whoever the host is, has to allow us to share.
It says host disabled screen share.
Can you hear us?
Go ahead.
Yes, yeah, Bradel's working on it.
Okay. There it is.
Wait, can you all see our screen?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for giving us just a few minutes of your time during your board meeting. As Celine mentioned, Celine and I have been working on a digital marketing campaign, but also a TV campaign that will give you some local presence here in the Valley as well. And so we're just going to go through that briefly. I know you guys have a lot of important items to speak about on the agenda, but so this is just an overview of the business and what the campaign consists of. So it does include some TV commercials on the CBS broadcast station. So we are the CBS affiliate here in the market. In addition to that, we do also have a Spanish station, which is Estrella TV. We have, which you may be familiar with, valleycentral.com, which is our online presence here in the Valley, and of course, everywhere else. But it is the #1 website south of San Antonio with traffic increasing month over month. We are also including some display target banner ads based on keyword search and some geofencing as well. This is just an overview as well of the target geography, really just here in the Valley. So we're looking at, this is for the broadcast and for the valleycentral.com, just an overview of the income range and the age ranges, and of course the device usage. So we are still seeing for valleycentral.com, a majority of desktop users with 61%, which is telling to us, it tells us that people are really online when they're in the workplace.
And let me explain that just a little bit. desktop for valleycentral.com also includes the mobile web, and that's why it's that high. But in reality, about 80% of our traffic comes from a mobile device or a smartphone. It's just that in this particular instance, the system does not detect between desktop and mobile web. If somebody, visits us through an app, then it considers that from a smartphone. But if somebody visits valleycentral.com from a mobile device, we automatically serve up the mobile web, and it's counted as desktop.
This is for the digital display. This is the target demographic that we looked at. For example, digital displays, we looked at possibly maybe running those ads in the Houston area. So targeting adults 35 plus that have an undergrad or grad school education with an income of 100,000 plus, right? So we're really very specifically targeting your potential demographic, who you want to be in front of. And we are also targeting on those websites that they visit, based on their keyword search. And we do, at the end of the slide, have a list of keywords that we will be targeting. For example, if they're searching up Matamoros or Reynosa Bridge or Harlingen EDC or Maquiladoras. So any kind of keywords that they are either searching or they're visiting websites or blogs, we are going to be in front of their face, right, with a Harlingen EDC banner ad. And then this is in regards to geofencing. So geofencing, just for all intents and purposes, we just listed 3 of the bridges, but in conversations with Celine and Rodell, we can target up to different, 20 different geofence locations. So if you wanted to target the Veterans Bridge, if we wanted to target the Los Indios Bridge, if we wanted to target the FAR International Bridge, maybe some additional places, in Mexico, or if you did want to target some areas in Houston, manufacturing areas, what we would essentially do is place a digital fence around those locations, and we would serve ads on apps. So when they're on an app, they would potentially see a Harlingen EDC ad, but then we would continue to retarget them. So once they're out of that geo-fenced area, maybe they're back at home, maybe they're back in their business office, and they open, additional apps, then they would continue to see the Harlingen EDC app as well. So again, the goal is it's very targeted. We're in front of your specific demographic, and we continue to follow them to get them to click on one of the banner ads to get them to the Harlingen EDC website, so they can then get information or direct them to the contact us page, wherever it is that you guys would like to direct them to. This is the television schedule for CBS4. So this, of course, is more of a local presence. This can be, any campaigns that you guys would like to promote locally. It does give you morning news, CBS4 morning news. So from 5A to 7A, targeting that business person, you get a total of 8 30-second commercials. In our CBS4 noon news, it would be a total of 5 30-second commercials. In our 5P and 6P news, Monday through Sunday, you would get 5 30-second commercials. You would get some Wheel of Fortune as well, 3 30-second commercials in Wheel of Fortune. 10P news, you would get a total of 4. And then we did include some CBS4 rotators as well. So as you can see, it's targeted to a little bit more of a higher disposable income, right? We're looking at the Wheel of Fortune. We're targeted to news. But you also get some additional rotators where you could get commercials in any of our prime programming, any of our weekend news, CBS Sunday morning. It's a total of 35 30-second commercials on CBS4, reaching a month, reaching 255,000 adults, at least 3.1 times. And this is for Estrella TV. So this is our Spanish station. You would get a total of 50 30-second commercials on Estrella TV. And so what we would do is we would produce an English commercial that would air on Channel 4, and then we would also produce a Spanish commercial that would air on Estrella. And the creative can be changed out. You could change it out every month if we wanted to do, if you wanted to promote something different. You could promote 2 different, something on English, something on Spanish, that is very targeted to whatever the audience is that you're trying to reach. But the creative can be changed easily. And then this is valleycentral.com. So on valleycentral.com, which is our website, it's 50,000 banner ad impressions on valleycentral.com. This can also be very targeted, and we can target it to specific cities. So if there are specific zip codes or cities that you wanted to focus on, you could do just the Valley, or if you wanted to focus in Houston, San Antonio, we could target those banner ads to display in those zip codes.
To devices registered to those zip codes. And then we can go even one step further and only show up in front of C-level type executives, right? CEOs, COOs, CFOs, people like that.
So this is just a campaign recap. So on CBS4, it would be a total of 35 30-second commercials per month. On Estrella TV, it would be 50 30-second commercials per month. On valleycentral.com, it would be a total of 50,000 banner ads, targeted banner ads per month. The display keyword targeting banner ads, it would be 83,333 impressions per month. Now, again, these are targeted and we can change them. Houston was just a suggestion, but if there was a different area that you all decided that you wanted to reach and target, we can change that. And the same for the geofencing, right? So the geofencing, it's 83,333 impressions per month, which can also, it's very fluid, it can be changed. We will meet monthly, Celine and I and Riddell and Nick, and if something is not working or there are areas that are working better than others, the great thing with the digital is that it can be changed very quickly and very easily.
Yeah, you could potentially be sending multiple messages, directing people to multiple landing pages. And, we'd use, specific, what are called UTM codes to determine what clicks are coming from what campaigns.
So that everything is very transparent and we can track where all of the activity to your website is coming from. So the monthly investment for all of those elements is $4,500 a month, which includes all of the production. So we would produce the English, Spanish commercial, all of the online elements and graphics. Everything is included with a 6-month commitment of at $27,000 for the total.
Any questions? So these are some of the zip codes right now that we have targeting, and it's really the Houston DMA area and its surrounding cities or suburbs. These are some of the keywords, right? This is just a seed list, rail access. I can't see that.
No. Economic development, Greater Houston Partnership, SpaceX, Brownsville, Valley National Airport,
Elon Musk.
property available. So this is just a sample. As Nick mentioned, it's just a seed list. Once the campaign is approved, and we will get in return a list of additional keywords, that we will sit with Celine and Rodell or Celine and go through to finalize the keyword list.
And these are just things that help us target a little bit more specifically. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions?
I have a question. You mentioned targeting C-level folks in the last fourth of your presentation. How was that done again?
That is done through looking at browsing histories, purchase histories. So every time somebody visits, it's utilizing cookies and the partners that Nexstar has, right? And the partnerships that Nexstar has established with, for example, Equifax, Experian, companies like that share data, as well as looking at, so every time somebody comes and visits valleycentral.com, they leave a little piece of who they are, what they purchase, their travel habits. It's online, very easy for us to determine, what kind of car you drive, whether it's meant, even down to the point of, is it a Chevy, is it a Ram, is it a Ford? predict your next purchase.
It's very scary, but also very useful.
So yeah, so we can very specifically target C-level type executives and really minimize the campaign waste, if you will, so that we're not showing your ads to an 18-year-old gamer, if you will. So based on their browsing histories, based on their purchases, based on the little bits and pieces that they leave, down on the web, we can target pretty specifically these C-level types.
And that targeting is included in this package?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and as this campaign evolves, we'll also be able to see where they're going on our website. And then, if something isn't working, we could change that up as well. Just kind of honing in on these little details, what we need, what's working on our website. Maybe it's a video, maybe it's a particular article that we have. It will help us kind of redirect people to different parts of our website. So
if there's a grant that you guys, land, a specific program that you want to push, we sit down, reassess who our new targets are, and relaunch that campaign in the proper zip code. So that, it's very fluid depending on the outcome that we're looking for.
Right, and in regards to the creative for the digital side, we can deliver the creative both in English and Spanish. And so that I did forget to mention, but based on the device, whether it's in an English setting language or Spanish, it will automatically deliver it, in a Spanish,
a Spanish ad or an English ad.
Right, or English ad as well.
Can you target metros in Mexico also, or maybe take some of those from Houston and spread them in maybe Monterrey, or I'm thinking of Monterrey and Querétaro.
Yes, we can.
We sure can. Mm-hmm. Right, and if there's a specific neighborhood or area, for example, in Monterrey or in Querétaro, that you would like to target, we can do a geofence location, there, maybe around a specific manufacturing plant or wherever it is that you guys would like to target. We can target specifically by geolocation as well.
I mean, I've targeted some of the biggest avocado farms down in Mexico for the Far Bridge multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
To try to get them to take that route.
Any other
I've got a question for either Rodell or Celine. So I understand the digital piece because that reaches the world. What I don't understand is television advertising for the Valley. Why are we advertising to Westlaco and Mercedes? And I mean, what commercial entity in the Valley isn't aware of where Harlingen is?
I think that's just a kind of a way to show our presence as a whole, Harlingen, not just the EDC. I think we'll be able to grow our presence here in the Valley and, northern Mexico. Those ads will change, and we'll work on, what we're trying to promote. We do have a new campaign where we're trying to promote more of our small businesses. So I think that would work in helping with that campaign, with that other marketing campaign that we have.
So what are the television ads going to be like? Are they going to be promoting industrial prospects? Or are they going to be promoting come shop in Harlingen?
I think it's going to be more of a overview of just like Harlingen, just promoting Harlingen as a whole, maybe the quality of life, or, and this is something that we can discuss as far as what we want. If we do have a big announcement as far as industrial, then that's something that can be placed. If we do have, land that we have, that obviously we do, then that's something that we can promote on there as well. So we haven't sat down and discussed, so it's just, for the sake of this being approved, and didn't want to get too ahead.
Right. So we haven't finalized any creative, but what the great thing with the TV is that we don't have to stick to just one commercial. We can run two. So if you would like to promote the industrial side of the business, land, property you have available, we can do a 30-second commercial for that. And then we can rotate it with an additional commercial if you wanted to promote just Harlingen in general, trying to encourage business owners from the Upper Valley to come and open a second location over here, pick Harlingen, not Westago, pick Harlingen, not Brownsville. Not saying that, but kind of giving that, message across with a creative.
I think a lot of it has to do with just reestablishing Harlingen's presence locally. There's a lot of people that have come into the valley that weren't here before and don't know parts of Harlingen. And so just putting the name out there, being top of mind awareness type of thing, making sure that that people understand that Harlingen is very active in economic development and in the business growth of the valley. That's really it. We have a bridge that is not fully utilized, and we have to promote that. We have a lot of assets here that some people don't know about. And so it's just getting back in front of people and just reinforcing what they either do know or correcting some of the misconceptions that they may have about Harlingen. And that's our opportunity. And then they become our cheerleaders.
Any additional questions for us?
Can you tell me about your Estrella viewership? Is that popular? Is it growing? How does it measure up against other channels that are similar in the valley?
Right. So it is growing. We do have great ratings. We're not a Univision, right? So we're not a Univision. We're not a Telemundo. But we do have some really great programming on there, and we do have viewership. I mean, we have viewership where we have some of our national businesses that are doing business on there, like Rooms to Go, HEB, Whataburger. And if we didn't have the viewership, we wouldn't have national accounts on there. But some of the programming that we have, for example, we have Tengo Talento, Mucho Talento, which is like a talent, right? Kind of like
The Voice.
Kind of like The Voice, which is the most popular show that comes on during prime time. I believe it's at 7 o'clock. That is big. That is huge. We also have like a Family Feud in Spanish. It's Cien Latinos Dijeron, right? Which is another big show. We have news programming. And so we have our novellas. We do have one novella in the evening, but for the most part, we don't compete with the Univisions and the Telemundos in the novellas. It's more of the reality programming, the strong news programming. So, and it is, if I didn't share it with Celine, I can share that with her, but it does do, and it's a cost efficient
It's an efficient buy.
Yeah, it's a very efficient buy. I mean, the amount of that you would spend on a 30-second commercial and the amount of people that you reach, it is a very, very efficient buy just to reach that bilingual audience.
Okay, and we have included in the board packet our marketing budget there. This expense is in there. Obviously, it hasn't been the expenditure has not been approved, but there is money in the budget for it that's been set aside when we kind of planned our 2021 marketing budget and advertisements.
Okay, any additional questions?
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Appreciate that. Ready to go into executive session?
We would need to take action on the.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's an action item. So I'd like a motion, if possible, to approve going with the Nexstar Valley Central Group.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Ricky.
I'll second. I'm skeptical, but it's in the budget.
Understood. We'll have to tailor it. All in favor?
Well, comments
Aye.
or questions, please? Comments or questions, please?
Thank you.
I was just going to say, Mickey, I kind of was thinking about it as we were discussing it and thinking kind of the same thing you were thinking. Why do the TV in the Valley? But then I've also been interviewed by Davis Rankin, and when I told him that we had manufacturing in Harlingen, he went, "What? You have manufacturing in Harlingen?" I mean, there are people that are so kind of blinded, that over there in Hidalgo County, that they don't know that we have industrial parks over here and things like that. So it probably is a good idea to let them know that we have industrial parks. And
Yeah.
manufacturing, even within our own, even within the regional community here in the valley. So I'm now convinced. I was skeptical as you were, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm convinced that we ought to do it through the TV.
I think we can do the bridge a lot of good there too, with the produce inspection facility and lack of traffic to that bridge that we need to promote.
The only questions I have are kind of questions as a newbie. Have we had these kinds of campaigns with other media sources before? Is this new to us? And then the second question, and I think Mickey kind of asked that question. You know, what are we advertising? Are we it sounds like it's a mix of things EDC related and city related. But could we drill down a little bit and help me understand exactly what we would be advertising?
Yeah, so we have had, digital marketing before. We do it, sometimes whenever I do buy an advertorial or something, we'll have a real quick banner or something that runs for maybe about a month. This is a little bit on a grander scale. It's a little bit more targeted. Well, it's a lot more targeted because we can be very specific as far as, zip codes that we want to target people in, and type of messaging that we would want. Obviously, going to that question, we would be working on that messaging. We do have a lot of announcements that are constantly coming up. In my marketing report, I can go over the Choose campaign that we're getting ready to launch, but that would be, choosing Harlingen for business. And there will be like subcategories for it: entrepreneurs, choose Harlingen for business, choose Harlingen for healthcare. And it would, be a pretty large campaign. Obviously, we would, love your input in helping us grow this marketing campaign, but it would be very much focusing on the economic development side, the quality of life, and those small businesses and those real life testimonies that we're constantly putting out, that we have been working on through the HELP program that helped us kind of launch that a little bit more.
But nothing on like a local television channel size or caliber yet.
No.
Yeah, no.
We've had radio. We've done radio in the past, where we sponsor a certain segment of the morning news and that type of thing. But we haven't done television anytime since I've been here. So yeah, it's something new, but it's also something that I think that we need to do to, like some people had mentioned already, we need to get the word out. We had a meeting with the developer on Saturday. Herman and I were entertaining and touring some people around. They came on Saturday because they were in other parts of the valley, the other two larger cities, one the previous week and the other on Friday. And then by happenstance, somebody that was touring with them said, "Hey, have you visited with Harlingen yet?" And they had said no, and because they thought that Harlingen didn't have any industrial parks, or Harlingen didn't have this, or this wasn't the area for us to look at. Once they got through our tour, they have a different point of view. They know Harlingen now. But that's just one instance, and we have to be able to reach out to a lot of more people and educate people on what we do have. And this is a very good way of doing it. It's a 6-month program. It's fairly inexpensive. And, my recommendation is that we do it. We can always evaluate after the 6-month program whether we continue this kind of campaign or not. But I've learned in the recent last few months that if you don't try something, you'll never know whether you can or cannot do it.
It's been moved and seconded.
Eric, call for a vote.
Do it. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, I'll turn off, after you make your announcement on executive session, I can turn off YouTube.
All right, to item 4, executive session pursuant to chapter 551, subchapter D, VTCA Government Code, section 51.072, regarding the purchase, lease, or value of real estate, if the deliberation in an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the position of the Development Corps of Harlingen, Inc. in negotiations with the third person regarding some of the following projects and/or contemplated pending litigation or matters where legal advice is requested of the attorney on a matter in which the duty of the attorney to the board under the Texas Disciplinary Rules of Professional Conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with the conflict of the act. The section 551.071 of the Texas Open Meetings Act under executive session pursuant to chapter 551, subchapter D, VTCA Government Code, section 551.078 regarding commercial and financial information from business prospects with which the board is conducting economic development negotiations and or discuss deliberate financial or other incentives relating to the following projects. Project Strauss, Tyler, Spec Buildings 1 and 2, and Comida. Oh, are we in executive session?
Need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We are in executive session.